Askreddit Asks, if they made a show called White Mirror, that was about all the positive aspects of the human-technology relationship, what would be the plot of certain episodes?
A teenager in Vietnam is killed by a URL redacted world. The 18th of September 2012, Vietnam unexploded landmines bombs, and his parents decide to donate his organs. One of the receivers of his organs learns about the donor just before they go to college. Years later, the receiver has completed the invention of technology that will quickly and effectively locate buried landmines.
That sounds like a futuristic version of one of those Asian bank commercials.
A bedridden grandmother in the hospital is able to virtually attend her grandkids' birthday parties and play with them every day. My mother actually had a friend that we barely knew, but we accepted her Facebook friend request out of courtesy. And she absolutely gushes about seeing photos of our kids on Facebook. She sends them presents and cards. She knows what they like. We've even started having Facebook calls with her. She's so warm and giving and gives them 100% of her attention. Which is something parents just can't do as often as kids would like. They'll go running around the room holding the phone up to different things saying stuff like, "Ruth, it snowed." Look, my wife got nervous yesterday because they took the phone outside to play in the snow and were having so much fun throwing snowballs at the phone. I told her screw it. If they break the phone doing something like that, I'll buy a new one. It's worth it. She's like part of our family. And it's all because technology initially allowed her to passively participate with us. The relationship grew organically over time, the way relationships used to before the internet. You'd see people frequently at work or at the store or in your neighborhood. Over time have longer conversations. And ultimately grow to be friends. The same thing happened here. It started with a like or a comment here or there. Then a couple messages. Then a virtual birthday card. It enables people to remain in communication with so many more people passively when used correctly. Our kids have never even met her physically. Though, her immune system is too delicate to accept visitors. But even through a 6-inch screen, it's like she's really here. I can only imagine what it will be like when virtual reality lets them really be together.
Someone uses an app to get food delivered to them and they get a little bit more food than they ordered.
Used to order from a local diner back when I ordered out more. If I ordered dinner closer to closing time, but not close enough to be an asshole, they would usually throw in a few unsold donuts from that day for free. They were awesome.
One time I went to Jack in the Box high as shit and ordered 6 tacos. I almost cried when I pulled a 7th one out of the bag. It's the little things in life.
Jazz musician living in New Orleans nearly drowns during Hurricane Katrina. He survives, but he suffers a horrible ear infection from the toxic flood waters, which subsequently causes him to go deaf. Without music, the man falls into a great bout of depression and can hardly cope with life anymore. After nearly a decade of hopelessness and despair, the man drives to a nearby bridge with plans to jump and end it once and for all. On the way to the bridge, he gets a flat tire. A Good Samaritan stops and assists him with changing it. Turns out the Good Samaritan knows sign language. The two talk for a while and the Good Samaritan invites him to the lab he works at, where him and a team of engineers are working on designing the first pair of bone conduction headphones. Using the musician as a test subject, they successfully perfect the headphones. And the musician hears the sweet sound of jazz for the first time in 10 years. His depression fades away, and the man becomes happier than he was before the incident. And if the happy ending doesn't work, then maybe he gets hit by a bus or something.
The legal advice post, where users essentially saved someone who was slowly dying from carbon monoxide poisoning.
That was amazing. Also, the dude who found out he had prostate cancer because he jokingly took a pregnancy test.
A lonely person finds a not horrible group of people with similar interests and eventually meets up with some of them in real life.
A lonely person codes a virtual reality based on his favorite comics and codes copies of his coworkers through DNA samples to incur his wrath engendered by his maltreatment in the office. Wait.
Reddit. The movie being written as we speak. Refrigerator. URL redacted. R. The Reddit Film Project. Comments. 7 LBWSA. Concept _Reddit _the movie when a shy teenager from.
A daughter grows up video chatting with their dad who rambles on and barely lets her get an word in edgewise. Giving loving advice and accolades and familial anecdotes. But who is absent at every major life event up to marriage and always apologizes. She is accompanied to the altar by her mother. Afterwards the chat with dad has him in tears because he regrets more than anything missing walking her down the aisle because he passed away while mum was pregnant.
When I first read that, instead of remembering the episode you're referring to, I thought of that episode of Always Sunny where Mac and Charlie's moms live together and they try to make it a show with the laugh track.
Oops.
That was such a heartwarming episode. Thank you for reminding me of its existence.
Really touching. Like landmines.
Do I upvote? Do I downvote?
Shit dude, that's actually really touching.
Really touching. Like landmines.
Do I upvote? Do I downvote?
Or better yet, a semi-truck filled with the new bone conduction headphones shipping out.
Stop giving Black Mirror ideas, please.
He survives but his bone conduction implant becomes unremovable and plays the same song on repeat for eternity. And then he's also a cookie cause Black Mirror.
Remember that episode of Futurama where Fry gets to go back and see his mom in her dream? That would definitely be the plot of one. Here is that scene if you want to be hit with URL redacted, NQ Fisoyasco.
Or the one with the professor and his parents. Jesus, those writers really had some unfinished business with their parents.
A dude who likes running loses his legs, gets robot limbs. A cookie being allowed to live in the world via an artificially made body. Someone trying to find fulfillment in a world without a lot of worries over necessity. Eventually they do.
A dude who likes running loses his legs, gets robot limbs. Oscar Pistorius before getting all murdery.
The NSA agent tracking someone's communication finds someone suffering and helps them out with money anonymously.
You may like the lives of others.
Didn't Netflix personally contact a guy after he binged a very large amount of TV at once? I found it. URL redacted. R. Madam Smile. Comments. 7J4QP4 at _least _they _care. Dr. 41QJP.
Excuse me. Waiter, I ordered this post without onions.
Continues chopping. You don't get a choice. Next on Black Mirror.
I read something a little while back about an AI escaping its lab and living on the internet. And subtly manipulating things for the better as it learns about humanity. I would really like to see that idea expanded on.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you wonderful people.